This is my home. When I think of home, I think of how multifaceted the word is. There is the home of childhood, the abstract home of chosen family, the home of the culture that makes the most sense to us, the political home of our nation, the home of the community in which we feel most ourselves, the geographical home we find ourselves ever returning to. Home is as varied a word in meaning as the word love is. This place, this time, this culture, this land, this nation, this group of people, this is my home. A place of many assumptions. I was one of those kids who hated maple syrup, who ate my pancakes and waffles plain. I developed an obsession with food texture and have never been quite able to enjoy the mushy quality of poutine. I'm one of those people who eschews meat and therefore no bacon. I don't eat like a Canadian. I was one of those kids with horrific pollen allergies, needing to avoid frolicking in fields, parks, and forests. I developed multiple varieties of asthma, keeping me from trekking up mountains or going on ski trips. I'm one of those people with really poor balance, and therefore no kayaks. I don't adventure like a Canadian. I was one of those kids who was obsessed with First Nations culture, who read every book on Sacagawea I could get my hands on. I developed an interest in all underrepresented peoples and some serious ancestral guilt over colonialism. I'm one of those people who doesn't blindly believe we live in a just and kind country. Therefore, no apathy. I don't think like a Canadian. I was one of those kids who joined Earthkeepers instead of Girl Guides or Boy Scouts, learning early the faults in planned obsolescence and overpackaging. I developed a recycling neuroses, leaving my college roommates frazzled with my demands and scrambling to hide the fact that they drove to grab pizza 1 block away. I'm one of those people who's confident that our environmental protections are not enough, and therefore no slacking. I don't boast like a Canadian. I was one of those girls who wished to be a boy, thinking the world would treat me better. I developed a connection with the queer and trans community and dabbled in relationships outside of the heteronormative structure. I'm one of those people who thinks that religion and politics have no place in our bedrooms or bathrooms, and therefore no silence. I don't comply like a Canadian. I say thank you very often. I say sorry far too regularly. And I hold doors open for people painfully far from entry. I wave and smile at nearly everyone. Maybe I act like a Canadian. We are not perfect. We are not better. We may not even be all that good, but we're trying. We're trying really, really hard. And that's why this is my home.